Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
What is going on, people? This is Influence, and I'm back today with another review. This is the TFcon exclusive from the Chosen Prime. It's Newage Megatron, but it's the black version. Black and brown, I should say, but it's mostly black. It's a great color, great deco. I love it. I love the deco. I don't know if it's true to any form. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Maybe Diaclone came out with in the original. I have to research that. I don't know. I just like this deco, and it was exclusive, so I got it because I wanted to see what it was about. See, you got some artwork. You got some real pictures, real world, just how it is. It is a little different. Does have some remolding, I guess. But it's basically the same as their other Shadow Command Pistolonyx. Pistolonyx. Okay, we're going to go with that. Of course, he has a million, and you can't see any. Of course, he has a million accessories. Here's some faces. I think they're pretty nice. The paint on this is great, of course. I mean, Newage is always pretty great with their paint. This thing, I'm not sure what it is. If you know, let me know. I don't know. It fits in his hand. Maybe it's for this. No, I'm not sure. To tell you the truth, it may be for an accessory that isn't here. Could be for something else that someone else had out. You got this key that fits in his hand as well. It's gold painted. You have two sets of hands, extra hands. You have the open hands. He's like about to slap somebody or something. I don't know. Then you have the pointing hands. I do have one off the sprue because I put the pointing hand on. And what comes on is the fist. And you just pull those out. I'll show that in a minute. And you have his gun. And of course, his gun goes in the fist. I have the pointing hand on because I never liked Megatron with a gun. It just was overkill. I think there's controversy because I think this was Astrotrain's gun. I'm not sure. I forget. Then you have the Energon mace. And of course, I already did that. And this is just the orange cap that North America has to put into any gun product so they know it's not real. And it just pops right out. So you can take it out. I take it out aesthetically. I'm never going to have this out the house. This does actually, when transformed because of the color, it does look more realistic. So I would say be careful with that. If you have some kids or something that, you know how that goes. Got to be careful, especially these days. Never know. So you got this, of course. It's his parts that form. And you can, of course, you need to move this out in order to get it to stand up. And I think I may have it backwards. I can't ever tell. Yeah, I think it's like this. Because the fork, I like the fork in the back anyway. So then you can, got that going for it. And you can even take his thing here and you can move it out like it's moved out on the gun and put that there. And then you have this thing if you want him to man the gun. And also, as before, you can put his arm, the peg that pegs his scope into his arm. You put that down for a cleaner look. And that's pretty much it for the accessories. We can do some comparisons. Just a few, not too many. So first, I'll compare him to the Newage, the original metallic, their metallic version. And just to show you, it does have some differences. It's hard to see. This is going to be hard to see because of the black color. It absorbs light, so it's hard to get light on there. But you can see their waist is different. The side skirts are different. Of course, the color deco is different inside these. They have pretty much similar things. Up here is different, of course. It has some, oh no, it has that same detail. And see, it's hard to see. I was thinking that was different, but all the molded detail is the same. It's just the paint up here. Face, same thing. Can't really see his face because his arm's in it. But yeah, face is just different because of the decos. Gun-wise, pretty much the same. Back is the same, but this looks a little cleaner because you can't really see anything because the black hides it well. And the skirt, of course, is different again. The legs are different on the sides. You see the little molded details. I don't know if they, because something fits in here when it transforms that make, you know, it makes it a little more cohesive. So maybe they changed something. I don't know. Maybe they just realized that it was a little different and a little better. I don't know. I'm not sure. Both transformations are pretty much the same and they run a little smooth. This one, I think I was a little careful, so it was a little harder because of just his paint. His paint never scratched, never came off for me. I don't see anywhere. I handle it a lot. I don't transform it a lot, but I do handle it a lot when I just mess around with it. And also I usually compare my legend scale with them. Put him back there, leave him here. And then you can compare Optimus Prime. You see, they're pretty much on point. This is Magic Squares Prime. Wasn't bad. They're pretty much on point with each other. So that's a good scale, I believe. So here's the 360. I think it's a great figure. I like the brown now. I didn't always like the brown, but I know why they did the brown because it's like the handle of the old gun. So yeah, but it's great. I like the way it looks. The blue, I was kind of like, why blue? But it could be a homage to the original version. And it does make sense. It does kind of match, even though it clashes. And you have the red paint in here. Of course, the abdomen, the red and yellow. That's all. It's all done well. It's like a lacquer finish, I guess. It's kind of like shellac, what they pour on. I don't know. I'm not a paint guy. Get into articulation before transformation, of course. I'll leave this on because most people will have it on. So, of course, you're not getting any articulation in this arm with the, well, I digress. You move it to the side, you can get the articulation, which isn't double jointed. It's just the 90 degrees. You have the bicep swivel. Again, you got to move it like this in order to get it if you have the scope on. His arm goes up about that high. Over here, the same because of all the stuff at the top. So you can get, of course, all the way around and you get to 90 degrees. His head goes up about this much, goes down about that much. You can get a little side to side. The ball joint is pretty tight, so I'm kind of scared to move it all the way around, but you can get it all the way around. I'm not going to go any further. I don't see any stress marks, but it's hard to see because of the black. It may be on that peg. I don't want to take any chances, any shots. To put the head on, you got to remove his face like this. And just pops off. And then let me put one of these on. I do like this head because it actually has his mouth painted. So you can tell. I like when they do that. And I think I'm going to leave this head on. You see, he's kind of smiling and pointing. And this is the one that came off. But I actually like this crest. That's different as well. On the heads that's included, he doesn't have that crest, which I believe is the toy crest. I'm not certain though. You can let me know in the comments if you know. But I do like this, and it does give it a little different look because of the crest. It's kind of old school Megatron. Got the bicep swivel. His hand goes around. You can pull these out because they just stick in. And let me show you. You can put this in and have him hold his energon. You put the hand in, or you can put the key, and you just put the key in like that. And this thing goes in to here. That's why it makes me think, or it might go on like this. Not sure if that's for a different accessory, maybe. Could be. He has a waist bend. Either way, you can get the waist bend back a little bit. Not crazy, but you can get it. It does have like a hinge joint in there that hinges out, so you can get it like kind of big, and you get back. I showed it about that far. He can move his waist all the way around. These skirts come up. The front skirt comes up. Back isn't really a skirt. So the side skirts, the front is individual. No, it's not individual. I'm thinking it was individual. But you have these little side skirts here that kind of move in the hurdles pose. So he can run, he can be the track star. And you get him in the splits. So then this is not really double jointed, but it does get you more than 90 degrees, just the way the joint is, the way they cut it out. So that's great. Then you have a swivel. He has the swivel up here, and then he has this swivel right here. Then the feet, you can get the rocker about that far. He does have some heel spurs that can move down. No up action. I don't think his feet have any up or down. No, not really. And I think that's it. Let me put his hand back on in case I forget. Oh, and the other thing is, I don't think I can transform him with this hand on. So I'm gonna take it off for now. I'm gonna put his fist on so you can see how it comes and it transforms. So we're gonna get in transformation. Take this off. Push this down. Get him there. It transforms just the same, so I'm just gonna go through it once. I believe I don't know if I transformed it from gun in the other video, so you can check that video out. But move this up, move this like this. I just do some prep work. You can move this all the way up like this. Move this down here, up, and you can just leave it like that. You can do that if you want, but I'll just leave it like that. So you can move this out, up. You got to push it through here. That kind of scares me because of the paint. Then once you push it through there, you can move this down because it's going to end up pegging on him. Now with these arms, it's underneath. It's kind of pegged in underneath, so you can pull it. It's kind of tight, so it does scare me a little bit. This arm seems a little less tight, a little more loose. And you move this out here like this. His face can stay just like that. Gotta remember what side. You can only turn it one side, which is this way. Can't turn it that way. So that's good. They give you that option. Watch his face because this does scrape. You can see. So I kind of pull his head down a little bit. You can even turn it around, I believe, but then his face will be showing. You got to turn it back around. And again, I'm not testing that peg. So then you move this up here like that. It pegs there, and that's kind of like the final for now. This arm, this side you want to move up like that. Move this out. Move this out. And then you kind of move it. You want to take this waist, spin it around. Then you can kind of bend it down to get it out the way. and the legs are like this. So now it's down. It's going to start to form the handle. You move this up here. Got to get it kind of out the way and then slide this. If you move this down and slide it in, this one isn't too bad. Then you can just slide it in and it goes in like that. Then you get this one side. This side gives me issues. I don't know, probably won't give me issues on camera today. Then I unfold these because I'll forget. I don't know if this is the proper moment. Not sure if it's the proper moment right this second, but unfold that. Then you got the legs like this. We'll move this all the way out. Move this out. Then you can flip that around. Flip this around. Now move this. It's pegged right there. Move it out. You can push this down like that. Push this side down like that too. Then unpeg, move this out, move this out. Now you can peg these together. And you just want to you want to pull them down so they're a little bit closer. And then you can peg these together. If I can get them. It's a peg there, and these go together here. And you gotta have the hips in the right exact spot. They usually go there automatically when you pegging them, but if you got them too close together, these won't peg in that easy. So then when you get them right, then you can peg them in a little bit better. Oh, move this. Don't forget that the hammer. So then you can get it around there. You can peg this together and it kind of line everything up. So then you can start to try to peg all this. So you can see. There we go, finally. And you see what I mean? Like the hips, if they're too far down, these don't meet because it's just too much resistance. Now, try to get this, move this down a little bit. It's on a hinge like that, you can see. And you see this, and I believe that's why they changed the leg right here, is because this piece, pin, to make this move sits in right there, and that's a good decision. And you got a peg that goes in. See that peg goes in right there. So you can do that. And when you have it in right, this moves automatically. You can move that before you do this. Let me see. So you push that in there like that. It covers up that hole. That's the side of the skirt. So yeah, you do need to do that before. Sorry about that. And then when you push this down, then it covers up all that, and it makes for a tighter looking gun. This you might as well do just to get it together. It may can't come out, but those forks just go into those two holes on the legs, and you form right there. Now this arm gives me grief. You want to unfold this up here. Sometimes it doesn't cooperate. It's a peg. That peg gotten a little loose, so it did cooperate this time. So you move that out, and then you can move this out. Like that. Then this goes like that. Like the long part of the other side of the gun, you can move that out. And this is gonna come up here. Now it gets tricky getting it all into there. You move this back, and you can see this came out, like I said. You move this in here. This peg has to go under here, and then this goes like on top, so it can get a little tricky, but we'll see. I'm afraid that peg And that's always been, you can kind of move it and then try to get it in place, work better. But this is still a mess for me. Okay, so that one went in easier. Now let's see if I can get this in easier without scraping up the paint. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. Of course, it wasn't. Then you move this up here, put this in here, because this ends up being where you put the scope. So then this is up here like this. Then this pegs in the back. There's a couple pegs. This is when it starts to get kind of tricky because everything has to be just right in order to peg in correctly. You can move this back here like this. This is an over-under peg. So you move that one first and then you move this and it snaps in there. Now you can try to push this in a little bit better. Now that everything's where it needs to be, I think. Make sure this is in. And here we go. And now we put this on there. I already moved that out, but make it longer, make it more like the gun. And here you go. The deco is great. I really like it. I think it's a good figure. I mean, it always was a good figure. The hips are give me some issue, but other than that, especially in this black deco, it just lends itself to hide in all the panel lines. You can still see them, but if you know what I mean, the panel lines on the silver version, you can see a lot better. Here it just looks like maybe sculpting of the gun. But yeah, it's pretty nice, pretty nice. His head kind of doubles up under here and covers that little spot. You just got a splash of red there. Yeah, I think they did a great job. Then you can bring in the accessories. Just put this on here. And even this is a little less tight than it was before to me. So it's less likely, in my opinion, to scrape up the paint. You just add those two holes back here. And you know you got it in wrong if it doesn't like kind of line up right. Like you put it in here. See, it's kind of doesn't move. And it moves, but it moves down. So I believe it's this way. Then you're flush over there. And you can move this. Yeah, it's not the greatest connection, but it's still great. So yeah, here you go. This is it. This is the exclusive Newage number 09B Shadow Command Pistolonyx Walther P38, which is what kind of gun it is. And yeah, it's a pretty great figure. Got some good accessories, great deco. I think this is a great ad. I was thinking about selling it when I bought it, just to do a review on it, but I think I'm going to keep it for now because I really like the way it looks. And then I'll have one in alt mode and I can put it on my shelf, and I can have, you know, one in regular mode. So I got 3 Megatrons now, 3 legends. All right, then. Thanks for watching this video. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. I appreciate you anyway. Coming to check it out. And I will get up with you in another video. Peace.
Life ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. As long as you're alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.